Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, and I hope you've had a good day up until now. As you may have known, rehabilitation of forests is a crucial thing to do, and our group would like to present to you one of the many silviculture techniques to be used in rehabilitating peatland forests. Enjoy! For a successful rehabilitation, we first have to know the definition, regulations, and the principles of peatland rehabilitation. This section will be presented by Fitratunisa.
First, we are going to discuss the definition of rehabilitation of peat area. Rehabilitation of peat areas is aimed at restoring damaged peat area resources so the area can function optimally in providing ecological, economic, and social benefits to all people who manage water resources and develop institutions based on peat area resources. The rehabilitation of peat areas can be carried out in all forest and non-forest areas with protection and cultivation function, except for nature preserves and national park zone. We can do the rehabilitation by plant maintenance activities, plant enrichment, and technical civil activities needed through a participatory approach. Participatory approach can develop potential and empower local communities. Next, we are going to discuss the regulations. Those regulations are the elaboration of the Law Number 41 of 1999 concerning forestry and its amendments to the Law Number 19 of 2004. Next is the principle of vegetation rehabilitation. The first principle is improve hydrological condition first. It is because if there are so many native plant seeds on the peatland floor, this vegetation will grow by itself if the water system is improved. Second, areas of rehabilitations are light or moderate burnt areas, clear-cut open areas with sparse vegetation, burnt areas that have succession in it, selective lodging, and moderate vegetation cover. Third, avoid rehabilitating peat mounds that are currently decaying. These sites are frequently populated by termites, which can lead to failure of rehabilitation. Fourth, rehabilitation of degraded and often inundated peatlands must consider rainfall and high level of inundation. More techniques can be applied on this case. Fifth, vegetation rehabilitation is an effort to enrich certain species and it can be done after point 2 above shows the results. The sixth, the choice of commodities to be planted can be adjusted based on social, economic, and environmental considerations, but still consider the sustainability of the land.
Next, we have to know about the steps of peatland rehabilitation and the potential plans. This section will be presented by Vera Santika.
Stage of forest and peatland rehabilitation activities. 1. Survey preparation. 2. Field survey. 3. Data analysis. 4. Planning. 5. Preparation. 6. Implementation. 1. Survey preparation. 2. Field survey. 3. Data analysis and decision making for appropriate rehabilitation activities. 4. Planning. 5. Preparation. 6. Implementation. Area condition and alternative plant types in peatland. Number 1. Area condition like burning scar, exhausted cutting, open areas, sparse vegetation. Number 2. Area condition, burn marks that have undergone succession, selective cutting, moderate vegetation cover. 3. Area condition, selective cutting, there are still many trees, vegetation cover is still high loss of commercial crops, high value.
Okay, next up we are going to talk about land rehabilitation with silviculture. With me, Rizky Akbar, 042. land rehabilitation with silviculture. In this section, we will discuss about how silviculture significantly increased the rate of success in rehabilitation. Okay, silviculture for rehabilitation. The understanding and mastering of silviculture from each species plays an important part, a big role in peatlands rehabilitation. Why? Because silvicultures could allow you to give the right treatment to a species based on needs and land condition. So silviculture will give you information about the needs of one species and the land condition accordingly to the species you plant, therefore increasing the chance of success from the rehabilitation. When we start a rehabilitation, it's important to us to choose the right species for our plant. So indigenous species is a native plant of one habitat, i.e. Sorea leprosula in peatlands. So the peatland indigenous species are the best option to choose for peatland rehabilitation itself. Why? Because indigenous species could adapt well in its original habitat, it could adapt well, and it could keep the ecosystem in balance. Therefore, you don't need to use extra effort to make it adapt, and you don't need to worry about the imbalance of ecosystem. Here's table 3, or the characteristic and silviculture of indigenous species information. So within the table, we have information about many species, many indigenous species of peatlands, its habitats, the seed source, the purpose, and the response of canopy.
One way to rehabilitate is through agroforestry. This section will be presented by Anissa Nabila.
Rehabilitation with agroforestry. The agroforestry patterns is a land cultivation pattern that can be applied in sustainable peatland management. Agroforestry systems on peatland are also a way of developing garden or plantation with little risk of fire. The key to the success of crop cultivation with an agroforestry system on peatland is farming wisely by paying attention to its limiting factors. First, selection of suitable land. Second, land arrangement appropriately. Third, implementing a water system that can ensure soil moisture or avoid drought in the dry season and prevent flooding in the rainy season. Fourth, don't clear land by burning. Fifth, carry out an integrated farming pattern by combining annual crop and perennial crops, livestock, and fish. Sixth, select plant types and varieties in accordance with land condition and market demands. Seventh, using ameliorant materials such as compost and manure to improve soil quality. Eighth, cultivate the soil to a minimum in soil conditions that are watery or moist. Ninth, using microfertilizer for crop cultivation. 10th, planting annual crop in thick peatland, preceded by compaction and planting seasonal crops to increase the carrying capacity of the soil. One type of plant used to peatland management is Cilutung rawa or Dierra polypila, which is a tree species that has good adaptability and is staged on peatland. Grows relatively fast, cultivation can be done by manipulating minimal land and has high economic value, with the result is sap and wood. The development pattern of Cilutung rawa based on agroforestry system on peatlands that have been developed by local farmers, among others, can be using agroforestry technique, silvofishery, silvopasture, as well as a combination agro-silvopasture and agro-silvofishery. The following is an example of Cilutung rawa based agricultural system that can be applied to rehabilitate peatland.
Well, here I go on about rehabilitation with flood and dry. They consider planting patterns. Inundation and drought cannot be avoided, and rehabilitation activities relatively influenced by inundation. For live puddles, it has not yet affected the survival of the seedlings, but for large puddles, it can draw the seeds, causing death. An alternative to avoid this is to choose an appropriate location, which is land with a little chance of inundation. Another preventive measure is to make an artificial mound for planting seedlings. For making mounds, the optimal height of the mound is an important thing that must be considered. The height of this mound should be adjusted to the height of the inundation, so that the plants do not sink during the rainy season, but the roots are still in the humid zone and can reach the water table during the dry season. Knowledge of the hydrological pattern of a proposed rehabilitation location is very important to know yearly. This knowledge can also be used as a guide in preparing steps for rehabilitation activities. For example, in 1 month, should artificial mound be made? Seedlings are prepared, seedlings are planted, and so on. Figure 14 is a form of adjustment of rehabilitation activities to the hydrological behavior of an area to be rehabilitated.
In this section, I will give one example of cases that has been researched. The title of the research is Determining Rehabilitation Patterns for Recovery of Bram Itam River Peatland Protected Forest Ecosystem Function at West Tanjung Jabung District, Jambi Province. The background of this research is due to land conversion at Bram Itam River Peatland Protected Forest into agricultural land and plantation up to 500 hectare areas. This kind of activity may increase visibility of peat swamp forest degradation. If the problem persists and continues without taking any action, it can cause the peat swamp functional state worsen. The purpose of this research paper is to recover peat swamp forest ecosystem function by establishing a pattern of vegetation rehabilitation on its lands. The social and economic condition of the local community around study area will also be considered for the final decision. This research was conducted for about 3 months long at Bram Itam River Peat Swamp Forest at West Tanjung Jabung District, Jambi Province. The research was carried out with two methods, which is data collection and data analysis. Result and conclusion. There are 3 kinds of zones in Bram Itam River Peat Swamp Forest. The first one is shallow peat, a zone that peat land with depth less than 1 meter. This land used for agriculture and wood cultivation. Based on data collection and data analysis that has been done, there are 4 patterns of vegetation rehabilitation which can be applied. The first pattern of vegetation rehabilitation on the land that has been planted by oil palm only must be applied multi-purpose type plant insertion, the one that local community choose to manage, which is durian, coffee, jaring, and areca palm. The insertions start with 100 stands of jangri plant in the 8th year after the start of this program. In the 9th year, insert 50 stands of durian, and the 10th year, insert 350 stands of areca palm. This pattern does not reduce the quantity of oil palm tree by cutting it out. Rather, leave it until the quantity reduces naturally and not replanting it. The second, third, and fourth pattern can be seen on this table. The second zone is the peat land with depth between 1 and 3 meters. This land is managed directly by Forest Management Unit. The vegetation rehabilitation for this land is planting the original peat type plant such as Jultong, Ramin, and Balangiran. The third zone is a zone where the peat land has depth over than 3 meters. This land also managed directly by Forest Management Unit, and this land is qualified to be conserved or protected area.
Following are the literatures we used as the references in making this presentation. That is all from Group 3 presentation. Hope it was worth your attention and time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and good day to you all.